Welcome to Neural Wings, your source for Kalamazoo Wings game analysis and predictions, brought to you by absolutely no one. I'm your host, Ano, here to recap the last week of K-Wings hockey and what's ahead for the red, white, and blue. Central Division Update. The Central Division landscape has undergone a seismic shift as we enter the final week of the regular season. And the headline story is our Kalamazoo Wings remarkably climbing into third place. Following a high-stakes three-game weekend where the team secured 4 out of a possible 6 points, the Wings have surged to 72 points through 66 games. They currently hold a critical tiebreaker edge over the Indy Fuel, who also sit at 72 points with a record of 31-26-9-1. This jump into the top 3 is a testament to the team's resilience during the stretch run, putting them in the driver's seat for a higher playoff seed as they look to finalize their postseason positioning. At the very top of the table, the race for the regular season division crown has become a thrilling dead heat between two heavyweights who have already officially punched their playoff tickets. The Toledo Walleye currently lead the pack with 91 points and an overall record of 40-16-6-5. They are looking over their shoulders at the Fort Wayne Komets, who sit just 1 point back at 90 points, with a record of 40-16-10-0. Crucially, Fort Wayne has a game in hand over Toledo, making every remaining contest a potential deciding factor for home ice advantage throughout the divisional rounds of the Kelly Cup playoffs. The battle for the final spots remains incredibly volatile and could easily shift before the final horn sounds on Sunday. While our Wings currently occupy the third seed with an overall record of 33-27-3-3, the chasing pack is looming dangerously close. Just below the cutoff line, the Cincinnati Cyclones, 70 points, and the Bloomington Bison, 69 points, are still very much in the hunt, trailing Kalamazoo by only 2 and 3 points respectively. With only 6 games remaining for most of these clubs, the margin for error has completely evaporated. The Wings must maintain their current momentum to fend off these divisional rivals and secure their highest possible finish in what has become one of the tightest playoff races in recent memory. Game recaps. April 3rd, 2026. Home loss versus Toledo Walleye. Score 2-6. The weekend started on a difficult note at the Wings Event Center as the division leaders showcased their offensive firepower. Despite early goals from Robbie Drasner and Griffin Ness that kept the game tied 2-2 in the first period, Toledo pulled away with 4 unanswered goals. Jonathan Lemieux stood tall in net, facing 32 shots and making 27 saves, but the Wings were hampered by a late-game misconduct from Powell Connor during a physical third period. April 4th, 2026. Away win at Indy Fuel. Score 2-0. Kalamazoo responded with a defensive masterclass at the Fishers Event Center in a game with massive playoff implications. After 2 scoreless frames, Zach Okabe broke the deadlock late in the third, and Colin Bielik added insurance just minutes later. The story of the night was Aku Koskenvuo, who earned the game's second star by posting a spectacular 42-save shutout to silence a crowd of over 6,500. April 5th, 2026. Away win at Bloomington Bison. Score 3-1. The Wings completed their road trip with a disciplined performance in Illinois. After falling behind early in the first, Andre Gantus quickly equalized, followed by a second-period go-ahead goal from Matt Barry and a security marker from Evan Dougherty. Aku Koskenvuo was stellar once again, making 21 saves on 22 shots to earn the win and the game's second star honors. Performance analysis. This past week was a definitive tale of two identities for the K-Wings as they battled through a high-stakes three-game set, finishing with a 2-1-0-0 record and catapulting themselves into third place. While the Friday night loss to Toledo served as a harsh reminder of the dangers of undisciplined play, highlighted by a staggering 30 penalty minutes and several critical breakdowns in defensive coverage, the team's immediate mental reset on the road was nothing short of elite. The undisputed hero of this late-season surge was Aku Koskenvuo, who transformed into a literal brick wall by stopping 63 of 64 shots over the weekend. His 42-save shutout in Indy wasn't just a win, it was a season-defining statement that effectively stole 2 points in a game where the Wings were heavily outshot 42-16. Offensively, the Wings are finally seeing their depth chart produce at the exact moment the top line needs relief. The contributions from Evan Doherty and Matt Berry, who both provided game-changing goals in Bloomington, illustrate a team that is becoming much harder to match up against as the playoffs approach. Zach Okabe also continues to prove he has the clutch gene, breaking the scoreless deadlock in Indy to spark the weekend's turnaround. However, looking ahead to the final week, the coaching staff will likely be sounding the alarm regarding shot volume and puck possession. While Koskenvuo's heroics are inspiring, generating only 16 shots in Indy while surrendering over 40 is a bend-but-don't-break strategy that rarely survives a long postseason run. To secure a top 3 seed, the focus must remain on the disciplined defensive structure seen in Bloomington, where they limited the Bison to just 22 shots, while simultaneously increasing the offensive pressure to take the heavy workload off their goaltenders. Maintaining this level of grit while sharpening their transition game will be the difference between a quick exit and a deep run in the Kelly Cup playoffs. Roster moves. The Wings front office made a series of rapid adjustments on Friday, April 3rd, to optimize the lineup for the final divisional push. Defenseman Orlando Menolfi was moved to the 3-day IR, which facilitated the activation of forward David Kiefer from the injured list. Additionally, the forward group saw a swap in fresh legs as Quinn Preston was activated from the reserve list, while Colson Gengenbach and Cam Knuble were placed on reserve to accommodate the shift. These moves paid immediate dividends on Sunday, as Preston recorded an assist and Kiefer registered 4 shots and a +1 rating in the win over Bloomington. Affiliate update. The Abbotsford Canucks are currently fighting through a difficult stretch in the AHL's Pacific Division as they sit in 10th place with a record of 24-37-4-3. The Canucks suffered back-to-back losses to the Coachella Valley Firebirds over the weekend, falling 2-0 on Friday before dropping a heartbreaking 3-2 overtime decision on Saturday. Despite the recent results, rookie Bennett Shimek has provided a spark, tallying 4 points in his last 3 games, showcasing the young talent still developing within the pipeline. Upcoming games. The regular season reaches its crescendo this week as the Wings look to protect their third-place standing in a final 3-game set. Friday, April 10th. Kalamazoo travels for a massive showdown against the Fort Wayne Komets at the Memorial Coliseum. Puck drops at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturday, April 11th. The Wings return home for Fan Appreciation Night against the Fort Wayne Komets. Be at the Wings Event Center for a 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time start, as we honor the best fans in hockey. Sunday, April 12th. The regular season finale and jersey giveaway Sunday. We host the Cincinnati Cyclones at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. The first 1,000 kids receive a K-Wings jersey, and a full team autograph session will follow the game. Well, that's it for today. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and tell a friend. It helps out more than you know. I'm Ano, and this is Neural Wings. Let's go K-Wings.